Hey, what's good with y'all boys, man? Today we back with another video. Hey, before we get into things, man, make sure that you leave a like, subscribe, share the video if you want to, and make sure you turn on post notifications to see when I go live and when I post new videos. But today, we're here to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers, man. And to be real, as a Lakers fan, this hurts my heart to say, but the Los Angeles Clippers this year will definitely be better than the Los Angeles Lakers, in my opinion, because Kawhi coming back, PG coming back, you got John Wall coming back. We'll talk about him in a minute. And then you got Terrence Mann, you got Zubac, and you got players like Norman Powell. You got good bench, man. I mean, I just really don't see what's going to happen. Oh, man, I just don't see how you're going to be able to stop that, especially with a healthy PG and a rested Kawhi. Probably because he needed a long time to come back because it was a bad injury that he had. Like, how you going to beat that, especially with just how stacked they are, and they got Kawhi coming back healthy, you got Paul George coming back healthy, John Wall. I mean, it's just hard to think. Like, first team that comes to mind for you is probably the Golden State Warriors, and I could see them going back to the finals, but repeating, I just don't see it happening, man. And I don't think their luck's going to be able to go as far as it did this year with players getting hurt, etc. And just like, man, it's hard to repeat in the NBA. And then if you look at the Lakers, look at the Nuggets, you look at the Blazers, you look at really anybody up there, the Suns. I mean, there's not really a team that you're like, man, they could be the Clippers, like off the top of your head. And I know the Clippers didn't make the playoffs, but they didn't have Kawhi, and they had Paul George in the first game. Paul George had COVID in the second game. And you also got players like Reggie Jackson. And I just don't see how you have Kawhi coming back, and they're probably going to load manage him through the season. You got Paul George coming back. He's been in the gym. Now with John Wall, the thing is with him, he's gotten away from the Rockets, but he hasn't played basketball in a little over 2 years. And his speed probably came down some, but I don't know how his overall skills been. Because in my opinion, I'd say he's a top 15, top 20 point guard in the league. That's without him even playing. Because John Wall was a force in Washington and was just a really good player and never really had the pieces around him to get to that next level. Kind of like Bradley Beal right now. After John Wall left, Bradley Beal came in and just didn't really go anywhere. But I really do hope the best for John Wall because I would love to see him excel as a Clipper and just be able to take him to that next level because John Wall, man, one of my favorite players. I've been watching him forever, man. And it would just be really nice to see him do good. But I mean, then you got players like Terrence Mann, who was really big impact on that team last year, and especially Reggie Jackson was a major impact on that team. And it's just crazy how much these players have improved with Kawhi and PG being out. Like Reggie Jackson took his game to a whole nother level. And you got players like Norman Powell, man, who was averaging 21. He only played 5 games with the Clippers, but he played 40 with the Blazers before he got traded over. And he was doing really good. He was averaging about 19 points, came over to the Clippers, averaged about 21 through his first 5 games, about 50% from the field. And I mean, that's just another impact player. Think about like Paul George. He's bringing the ball up. You got Kawhi. And let's not even talk about their defense, man. I mean, you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, 2 really elite defenders. And then you have John Wall, which we have to see how his speed is. He wasn't really a great defender. He was all right, though, average. And then you also have Reggie Jackson, who's been all right. But for me, I think the interesting thing is who's going to start, Reggie Jackson or John Wall? Because they were talking about it being an open competition, bringing John Wall in. And honestly, if I'm thinking, I'm probably going to start Reggie Jackson just to see how he plays so far and bring John Wall off the bench and see how John Wall plays because you got to let him get into the system. You got to let him play a couple games. And then, honestly, I think John Wall will probably be starting mid-season because I feel like that'd be the smartest thing for them to do because Reggie Jackson's really that good role player, and I feel like John Wall could slowly become a star, averaging like 17, 18 points with Kawhi and PG carrying the heavy load for the team. And down low, you got Zubac, man. Zubac's been a really, really good big man for that Clippers team defensively and just pretty good offensively, too. Not like a Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert can't do nothing on offense. But, I mean, really, that's just scary for the West, man. Then you also have teams like the Utah Jazz, who also probably going to get rid of Donovan Mitchell, but they've lost. They're tanking. They're not going to really make the playoffs. You also have teams like the Dallas Mavericks, man. I mean, I would love to say that they would be able to go somewhere with Luka, but I think it's just too early for that, man. They haven't really brought in what he needs. He needs that second star because, like, if you're going to go up against Kawhi and PG, Steph, and, like, Jordan Poole, players like that, the duos, Luka doesn't really have that. I mean, they brought in some big men, but then you also have teams like the Utah Jazz, haven't really went anywhere. But the Memphis Grizzlies, they've taken some good steps now. I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but I just don't think they'll have that depth and that veteran type leadership to take that team to the next level, like finals level. And then you also got teams like the Dallas Mavericks, etc., man. Like, I think Luka isn't going to be able to take that next step just because of where he's been at, and he doesn't have that second star. Like, I know they brought in JaVale McGee. I know they brought in Christian Wood, but I have to see how Christian Wood plays, if he can take him to that next step. But I haven't seen that really from him. He doesn't seem like he'll be able to take that next level like an elite big man. But then you got teams like the Utah Jazz, they're tanking. And I really don't want to disrespect the Grizzlies, but, I mean, they're too young for me because they don't have that veteran leadership on that team like they would really need. And then you also got teams like the Timberwolves, which I really think Ant and Karl Anthony Towns, great duo. But with Rudy Gobert, man, I don't think he's going to be able to make that much of a difference just because of how weak he is on offense and how bad his perimeter defense is, man. He just seems like a liability because whenever they have the guards come down, I feel like to be able to exploit that and just put him out on the wing, and he can't really guard the wing that well. But, I mean, they probably be like 6 seed, 7 seed, playing type. But besides that, man, the Los Angeles Clippers, man, y'all better watch out. Remember when I said this now? The Los Angeles Clippers will probably be in the finals out the West, or at least the Western Conference Finals for me, because I'd really like to see the Lakers go, but with Russell Westbrook, we don't even got to talk about them right now. But, hey, y'all let me know what team you want me to talk about next. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.